Here it is, we finally got it. Our Gozney dome. It's a outdoor pizza oven. It is an outdoor pizza oven, but it can be used indoors if it is properly ventilated. We did get it directly from Gozney. You're not going to find any real price difference buying it elsewhere. This did come on a pallet. It didn't come through a regular FedEx, UPS, USPS service. This one was delivered by EXPO. It is pretty heavy. It was strapped down to a pallet and then wrapped in plastic. We did have to remove it from the pallet, but with the pallet, it's 150 pounds, and then the oven by itself is 128 pounds. This already had one piece of cardboard on it. It does come with a little card on how to unpackage it, and because right under the cover up here is a blade that you can use to make it easier to unpack. Let's go ahead and unpackage this. They do a pretty good job of padding it, because as you can see right here, this corner was somewhat crushed. Here we have the technical manual, and then some important information about the usage of the oven. And then there's another manual, owner's manual. And then you got this box blade, razor blade. It does have these handles on the outside that are supposed to make it easier to carry, but don't count on it because we were lifting it and this one busted right off. There's the styrofoam in here, and then there's a little bit of styrofoam up here, and then there's a little plastic ring, and the plastic ring ripped right out. So just be careful when you are lifting it. Some people may be able to carry this, but because of its large size, it is going to be difficult to carry with one person. So I highly recommend you have a second person if you're going to carry this. So here's the oven. More styrofoam. I didn't realize it until now, but I thought it was more round, but it's actually oval. It's nice that it comes with this cover on it. It's not an outdoor cover. It's probably just a protective cover. If you look down in here, there are some handles in all four corners for lifting it out of the box. I'm not going to lift it out of the box. I'm going to cut the box and go from there. This part right here is just a sleeve. They even have little pictures on the outside of the box to tell you where to use the cutter. Definitely know that it's a Gozney product. They have their name on it, every little bit. This is a pizza oven, but it can be used for many other things. It can be used for slow cooking. It can be used for making bread, cooking meats of various types. This oven doesn't really come with any extra accessories. It does come with the stovepipe. It comes with the thermometer. It doesn't come with a door. The door is sold separate. At this point, even if you can lift it, it is very tight inside this styrofoam, so definitely need a second person or even a third person. If you had two people to lift it and then a third person to remove the styrofoam, it would definitely make it a lot easier. Here's the Gozney dome oven out of the box and out of the styrofoam. The stove sits in there pretty tight. It was pretty difficult to get out. We actually had to have 3 people, 2 to hold the straps on the oven and 1 to knock the styrofoam off. It wouldn't just come out of the styrofoam. It was in there really, really tight. Now it's time to actually see the oven. And then just a little bit of history as far as ordering this. This oven specifically only comes in 2 colors. It's bone and green. We didn't want the bone. We wanted the green, but unfortunately there were no green ones in stock, so we had to wait for it. We were supposed to get an email to let us know when the green ones were in. We didn't get the email, but we just happened to be on the website and saw that it was in stock, so we selected it to see if we could get it, and we got it. So here is the oven. And a note on these straps, the straps are not intended to stay on, so those can be removed. Here's the accessories. The floor of it has some stone bricks. There's 2 different holes here. One on the left and one on the right. Here's where it vents. There's a port right here, and then you have your knob. This is the digital thermometer. It has 2 ports here, power button. It's got a sticker over the front, and then on the back side there's a little tab here. When you're ready to start using it, you pull that out. It already has the batteries in it. This here is a 3.55 millimeter jack that goes into the back side of the digital thermometer. Digital thermometer is magnetized as well, so when you slide it in there, it'll stay in there. There are quite a bit of little granules. I'm not sure if I don't think it's from the silica pack. It's probably from the stones in it. Like I said before, they definitely want you to know that it's a Gozney product because it's printed here. You got the G here. You got Gozney on the back wall. When you do buy this, you have to decide whether you want strictly a wood stove or if you want a wood stove and gas stove. We went for the gas and wood option because sometimes you just may want to cook something with wood, or you may just want to use gas. So we got both options, and unfortunately, once you make that decision, that's what you get. You can't convert it as far as I know. Because we chose the gas option, it did come with the gas regulator and the hose, and there is a AAA battery in here. I'm not sure what that goes to. so I'll figure that out. The next accessory box has an air inlet puck. Comes with this metal screen, this piece, and then also there is a stone on the bottom of the box. And then there's two food probes that you can connect to the digital thermometer. In the last accessory box, you get this envelope. It's got a letter in here thanking you for your purchase from Gozney himself. And in this box, these are all flue parts. This is the ashtray, and this goes in this slot. Inside here, there are two spring-loaded pins, one on this side and one on that side. And you can see the indents on the side here. You just slide it in there. Here are the flue pieces unpacked. So the way this goes together is put this piece in here, place this piece on top, and then you have the rain guard, and this should be removed anytime that you're using it. And those all just sit in there. There's no screws or bolts holding it in. This is a steam plug, and if you're using steam, then you would remove it. Otherwise, it's supposed to stay in place, and it just loosely sits there. Here's what the inside of the oven looks like. On the left hand side, that hole there, that is where the burner is, and then the hole over here on the right is the ashtray, where the ashes would go down into the ashtray that's right there. When you are using gas, the burner guard needs to be in place, and it just sits right in there. And then also you have to have the stone puck over the ash chute, and there's a little finger hole right back there that allows you to pull the puck out. And there's also a finger hole on this burner guard as well, but it's pretty easy to just grab it right off. If you're going to use wood in the oven, then you would remove this piece, place the stone puck over the gas, and then you would take this mesh piece and place it over the ash chute. So that's where, this is how it would be set up specifically for using wood, which is not the same as when you're using gas. If you were wondering why you had a or have a stray AAA battery floating around in one of your accessory boxes, it actually goes in here. So you have to remove these 4 torque screws, and they do include the wrench for it. Be aware that when you get this, that these screws may be loose, because they were all loose in my case. I barely even had to touch them, and they were ready to come out. So that's how you remove that cover. And then what this battery is for, the battery is for this igniter right here. You'll have to turn this knob and remove it. Once it's removed, there is a symbol on the side of how the battery should go in. it's really difficult to see. Plus side should be to the outside of the cap. So the battery would go in with this facing out. Almost seems like the battery's too small. Once this is in, you don't have to do anything else back here. You can put the cover back on. That battery is just going to allow the igniter to work, which is not back here. The igniter is on the front of the oven. On the very back of the unit, this is where you would connect your gas regulator hose. This rubber piece is covering it, and it's on there pretty tight. The best way to get it off is just grab the very tip of it and pull it off. I already took it off, so it was easier that time. And what's nice about this is it's a quick disconnect. So to install it, all you have to do is place it on there, pull back the collar, push it on, and it is on there. And then when you want to remove it, just pull back, pops right off. Now that the igniter battery is in, what you have to do with the knob is you can't turn it unless you push it in. So you push it in, and as you push it in, you can turn it. And you may be able to see the igniter going, and the gas will ignite. All you have to do is let the dial go and then turn it to the desired level. Going back the other way, it'll stop here, and then you have to push it in to go there. Something to be aware of when you're putting the flue on is that this gap that you see underneath right here is actually supposed to be there. So when you put the flue on, don't jam it down inside until this piece is touching here. It's intentionally gapped like that for rain purposes. Although you probably don't want to leave this out in the rain in the first place, but it is designed that way. So don't try to jam it down inside. Something you do want to be cautious of is if you notice there is a lot of small granules that's from the stones, but there's also some metal fragments, and I would caution you against putting your hand in here and trying to wipe it out, because I don't know if you can see it, but that piece right there is a metal sliver, and I got it stuck in my thumb when I was brushing the bottom out. So just be aware that there could be some metal fragments as well as the stone dust or little granules from the stones. What are my initial impressions of the Gozney dome oven? I think it is a very well constructed oven, very sturdy. Everything seems to be put together well. The packaging of this was done very well to ensure that it didn't get damaged. The box that ours came in, the corner was smashed in, but because there was plenty of padding and styrofoam, nothing was damaged. There isn't anything I can really say bad about it as far as initial impressions. The instructions, there's a user manual and a technical manual. If you have any questions, it's very easy to find the answers right away. There will be more to follow when we actually start to use this. We'll probably do a wood cook, and then we'll do a gas cook, and then we'll compare to see which one is better than the other as far as preparation and cooking. I think the color of the oven is a nice color. We were concerned with it being a bone white color, that it would stain and be very noticeable. Hopefully we don't have that issue with this green. It's a matte green. It's not all shiny. Well, the painted part anyway, because there are shiny parts on it. If you decide to get natural gas or propane versus getting just a regular wood oven, just be aware that there is a $300 difference between the wood oven and a natural gas propane oven. This is the Gozney rope sealed door that you can purchase separately. I believe it's $125. It's got a wood handle. It does have vents on here. And push right to close, push left to open. You got the actual rope going across here. There's nothing at the bottom. Something to be aware of when you are using this door is that the gas burner cannot be burning, and if you're using wood, there should not be any flames coming from the wood. It should just be embers. Otherwise, you could damage the door. And the door just slides right in. I don't know if it's just going to take a little bit of time for it to seat properly, but you can kind of shift it. You have to get a feel for where the rope is to make sure it's sitting in there properly, sealing. So that's what it looks like with the door on it. This cover that comes in the box is not intended to be a cover for outdoors. It's probably good if you're storing it inside, but if you're storing your oven outdoors, this is not the cover to use. They do sell a separate cover that I believe is $125, I believe. Not 100% sure. I'll double check that. It is a good idea to have a table specifically for the Gozney dome oven. Gozney does sell one, but based on the reviews, we're not going to take our chances with having issues on it. So we decided to purchase a separate table, which is actually a rolling cart, a flat topped cart with big wheels on it, so that we can wheel it in and out from under cover on our deck. So we'll be able to push it out on the deck in the open, use it, and then pull it back in under cover to prevent the elements from damaging it.